Updates. Hi, Aunt. Hi, Scott. Hi, Emily. Um, Updates. We had a very, very good digital discussion the other night. Our very first non-traditional careers. It went super well. It was such a beautiful conversation. And then we are going to get that video in due course, and we will just tweak the ends and a couple little there was one short little conversation to remove from it, and then we will get that out to everyone. These videos for our digital discussions are for sharing. They're going to go on National's YouTube page, and they are for wide dispersal for everyone to use. This one was particularly really great, I think, for like students and young career people to hear. And honestly, though, even people who are maybe in their late 20s, 30s, 40s and considering a career change, it was a really, really great discussion. So thanks to Erin Carter for hosting that. Just lovely. Feel free to share those when we get those. We will send out an email when we get that. Up already on our from Rocky Mountain on our YouTube page is the How to Start a Student chapter. We are starting to encourage student chapters. My students have applied to be a student chapter, and they are starting with Metro, but they are actually hoping to not make it just MSU Denver exclusive. They're hoping to also be able to include the CCD students and perhaps the DU students. That is the important thing that we learned. If people ask you about student chapters, is that you do not have to be from the same school. You just have to have active members. So I had 12 students join USITT the other night, and they are making a student chapter. Yay! I would say they should probably be here, but they're probably all in class because we have a class period that starts at 12. So that's really exciting. There's a lot of my students are going to conference this year. So also I feel like if anyone knows of any other student chapters that are going, we can like, here, go talk to each other, make friends. So that's my update on that. Upcoming events. We have our Shore Wireless training that Matt Phillips is hosting up at Candlelight, and that is hot on the heels. September 29th. There are 2 sessions available. It is very helpful if people pre-register for that, but we actually just asked National to leave the registration open until the day of. So if we get walk-ins, we will make them register. Erin, do you have a question? Okay. And so please send students, please send educators, please send anyone who wants to know a little bit more about their wireless systems. We did send out to all of the teachers that participate in the tech challenge and stuff through ThesCon. I asked Tyler to send that all out. Yeah, Laura?
Just in relationship to the student chapters, I know in the past, at times, both UNC and University of Wyoming have had pretty active student chapters, so they might be worth reaching out to and see if they currently have one. And
UW does not have a chapter anymore.
Okay.
We do likely have a couple students who have already talked to me about wanting to go, but we are currently chapterless. But we are investigating what it may look like to try and collectively make essentially a Wyoming student chapter between all of the community colleges and UW, just to have enough students to justify having a student chapter.
Yeah, Casper College was active at one point too. So yeah, I know it all comes and goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have 10 active members, which is has been our challenge here. We just have a kind of a small program, you know. And so that's why I was encouraging the students to, once they get it kind of on its feet, to maybe include some of their friends. Just so that they don't fall off when there's enrollment changes and stuff. And I think Wyoming could benefit from that too. We were talking about wireless training. It's gonna be really great. Shore is coming in. Shore is doing it. Our friends at Candlelight are most gracious hosts. So please let people know and send their things. I'm going to post another reminder in Colorado theater people. I know that that's mostly actors and stuff, but it does seem to, maybe make it to some people. And then the next digital discussion we have coming up is October 15th. And that is the one about summer stocks. We're covering kind of our mostly Colorado summer stocks, although I do need to reach out one more time to one of the Wyoming ones that I was talking to. But yeah, just to, as we're getting into the beginnings of hiring season, it's just a discussion with some of our regional summer stocks about what they have to offer, what kinds of jobs they offer, um, and what people can expect from going there. So that'll be really fun. And that's also something to share widely out of state too. Yeah, Erin.
Did you get a hold of the Central City Opera person, or did you need to poke them?
I did get a hold of them. Yep. Right now I have Central City, Rocky Mountain Rep, Thingamajig, Creed Rep, Silco. And then if I can find, I'm going to ask a friend to represent, what is it, Offstage up in Jackson Hole?
Playhouse.
Yeah, it was
Jacksonville
one of those.
Playhouse.
It was one of those up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have Colorado
they said they were busy, but I have a friend who just did a summer stock with them and said, and I'm going to see if they'll represent. So, yeah. Any thoughts, feelings, concerns about that?
Do you have someone from Colorado Shakes?
No, I need to reach out to them again. I will make that note on my list.
Keeps getting bigger.
It'll be good. Colorado Shakes. Let me talk to John Dunkel. I'll bet he'd do it. Great. The next event after that is in November, and it is Peggy Carey from DCPA talking about portfolios and resumes. Again, in time for hiring season. So we are now in the planning phases for the spring. And while the council can come up with so many ideas, we would love to hear if any of you have any ideas of things that would be great for digital discussions or in-person events. Our big in-person events this year are the ThesCon, or this fall are the ThesCons and the Shore Wireless training. We can handle about one in-person event every 3 months or so, it seems like. So over the summer, we did the rigging training, we did the CLO workshop, and then shore training, ThesCons. We will be sending out information for the ThesCons for adjudicating. So fun. We're trying to get tables. We're talking to National about getting tables at both of those events. I run the tech challenge for the Colorado ThesCon, so I will be recruiting as usual for people to participate. It's really great for these kids to have interaction with professionals. They really love it, and it's really good for them. So I'll be reaching out about that. The Colorado Tech Challenge takes about 40 volunteers to pull off, and I don't have 40 students that I can con into being there. So I'll be reaching out again for those possible tables, possible. So that's our in-person events for the fall. We are solid up until January. And of course, in March, we'll all be at conference for the most part. So we are looking for ideas for digital discussion, one that could happen in the January, February time slot, and maybe another one that could happen in like the April time slot, and then starting to look at in-person events for the May, June time slots. So if anyone has any thoughts, things that they want to hear about, things they think their students would want to hear about, any of that kind of stuff, the floor is open to you now, or send us an email later. Yeah, Laura.
I don't have a specific idea here, but partly I'm here as liaison with Colorado Theater Guild because I'm on the workshop committee there. And we had a meeting yesterday, which I wasn't able to attend, but I got the minutes from. And I know they're planning like a mixer event of some sort. Hold on, let me just pull up the email and make sure I'm getting my dates right here. It's very much in the planning stages, but they're talking about having just sort of a theater mixer in the People's Building in May, early May.
We would love to. Yeah.
Just to, maybe get that up on, on your website. I'm just hoping to get, maybe a more regular connection. I mean, it was great that you put the cookout um, on your website or on your Facebook page. Um, and I'm trying to encourage the Theater Guild to make more note of what RMUSITT is doing and get that on the CTG webpage, which is mostly Leah, I believe, manages all of that. So
Yeah, and I've talked to Leah a little bit. I think we both have a willing desire and willingness to work together on stuff. It's just like we need to find some events where we
find the
can.
time. Yeah.
Well, I also think we're all so busy that as much as we can cross-pollinate and as much as we can
Yeah.
like co-sponsor events and
Yeah.
co-sponsor each other's things, I think the better for all of us.
Yeah, the other two things that are in discussion for 2026 is having a couple of directors panels, and at the moment the one would be emerging directors, so talking with new directors based in Colorado, and then directors on directing or a directors on directors panel. I think those are going to be online only, but I'm not quite sure if that's been landed on yet. But those are both for sometime in the spring at this point. And it might be interesting for some of your members just to see who the directors are that are out there, and hear where they're working and what they're doing, because that might be a connection that can be made.
Absolutely.
So I will keep you posted as those plans develop.
I also I also think a really good thing is like I with the Colorado Theater Guild, like I know that a lot of theaters around here are run by people with acting backgrounds.
Yeah.
Um, is there anything your membership would like to see from us? Like, is there anything that would be helpful? Like, we could do a panel on, like, just even going over what designers need, what technicians need. Because I know I've definitely been in places and sometimes,
Yes.
like, people get surprised. They're like, oh, I didn't know you needed to be in these meetings. And it's
Right.
like, why
Yeah,
would the lighting designer want to be a part of these meetings?
I have been pushing for that. I've been a little bit of a voice in the wilderness to a degree, because as you say, the organization is pretty director actor focused. And yeah, and there's definitely a willingness to include more things that are design tech related. It's just, yeah, and if there's a way we can sort of partner there and figure that out. Uh yeah, and I was sort of thinking along the lines of, what needs what needs to be in a design or technical contract. What should what questions should a producer or a director expect
Mm-hmm.
from design and tech staff,
Right,
in
and that's
terms of
different
need.
in every place. I
Right,
was I was talking to a scenic designer the other day who said that they got a an actor contract for their for their
right,
scenic design contract, and they
right.
were like,
Yeah,
I actually can't sign this.
right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm designing costumes for a show in March, and it's a one person theater company essentially. And the producer is, she's done a lot of shows and she's pretty savvy, but yeah, I mean, we had a very specific discussion about what I needed to know as a costumer and what should be in my contract. And so, yeah, I mean, I think maybe having an event, something like that. Maybe it is
Okay.
around contracting or contracts, needs, requests. What do you need to ask for, for your membership, and then making sure that CTG is aware of it, and then maybe try to encourage directors, producers to attend or to be part of a panel if that's what you're doing or whatever, so
Right.
that we can start to get that connection going.
Well, and I believe that, anytime that you guys want to have a meeting, myself and Aaron Carter are available to do that. So, feel
Great.
free to just, give us a shout out and we will happily, come talk to your board. Maybe
Great.
we should invite a representative from Colorado Theater Guild to our next, council meeting. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I know our next workshop committee meeting, which is really the only thing I'm part of. I'm not part of the executive committee. But I think our next one is, let me go back to my email here.
because maybe that's the best way to go around it. Maybe instead of going to the executive board, we should work through the workshop.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be best to, where did it go? It's here somewhere. I got an invite. It's it's while I'm out of town, so that's why I was like, oh, I don't know. I believe it's October 12th, which is a Sunday.
Right. Send us the information.
Yeah, I will, yeah, I will get Amelia or Abner to send you guys a Zoom invite, and we can have a discussion.
Connor's in here now. Yeah.
We're in the same room.
Hello. Uh-oh, and now we froze. Uh-oh, there went the dicey internet.
The MSU Denver internet gets us every single time.
Yep.
Every single time without fail.
There
You're
we go.
back.
They're back. You froze for a minute.
Auraria campus internet.
Yeah.
Everyone. I forgot about one update that I was going to give to everyone, and that was about the structure of our council. So we kind of missed everything got restructured as far as regions and stuff went. And so they want us to redo our councils at the fiscal year, which means we will do nominations following the national conference this year, and do voting and stuff going into our like May, June meeting for anyone who wants to be a part of the council or anything like that. And then with those positions taking leadership July 1st. So we have to come into alignment with that. All of us were hoping to just beg forgiveness. We're just going to stay on until this coming year so that we can get into alignment, because they told us this after July 1st this year. And we just we weren't quite prepared to redo the elections for this year. So this is only our second year. We're very sorry. Please forgive us for just nominating and electing ourselves for one more year while we figured all of that out. Thank you.
It is not the first time in the history of the section this has happened.
Yeah, exactly. So we will have all of our ducks in a row ready for next year. That being said, National wants us to have 4 positions. We right now have a council of 7.
I'll include at-large though.
Yes, if we could include our at-large people. Right now we did have one at-large member say that she couldn't do it this year. So we have an at-large position. Happy to bring someone on board, or we will just wait for the next year is probably the easiest. But just to let you all know, full transparency, that's what's going on. We have a maximum of 6 years, that we can be in any particular leadership position. And but there's no limit on how many positions that you can have. So that's the update on that. And hopefully in the springtime, we will have many interested people for anyone who wants to roll off. And that is kind of the plan as far as that goes. if does anyone else have any ideas on digital discussion things? And then after that, we can hear from Ant about how the teachers thing went the other day. Great, Ant, the floor is yours.
Great. Okay. Hello. Some of you know me, some of you don't. But so I off and on was helping, not off and on. So there's a teacher thespian conference that happens in like the beginning of September every year. That it's now happening at the Gaylord. And so essentially one of the big things that they asked about was for Tech Challenge of the teachers kind of being able to get their knowledge or know how to teach their students how to teach Tech Challenge. So we did that. We had about 30 teachers in the room. And we did rigging, which was knot tying, lighting, sound, and props, and then tape down. We didn't do costumes because we didn't have enough space and enough people. We
I
were
also
pretty
didn't want
packed
to
in
ask
there.
Connor to do that right now.
Yeah. And
Costumes
quick
is drama.
change. Yeah, quick change would be crazy in there as well. But so essentially kind of went through it. I was doing the sound one, and taught that. And pretty much by the end of it, there is, I would say, like 10, 15 teachers were all like super happy that they learned this, and they can kind of go back to their schools and teach it themselves and whatnot. So that was really great. They did have some requests of like how Tech Challenge in December. And then I've gotten a couple emails so far from just giving out business cards to kind of continue the conversation with them of, teaching the teachers and whatnot, because our biggest thing is that a lot of those theater teachers are actors themselves, or they've been taught acting and they kind of dabble into the technical side. So
yeah, I would love for you to use those connections to direct them our way a little bit sometimes. If we've got all these trainings that are free, and I know some of them are during the day and stuff, but like there is a desire on our part to start encouraging things like the backstage exam. We just need interest from the teachers, it's
yeah, for
kind of
sure.
a one of those like chicken egg situations where it's like, but you have to want it, so maybe talk to them about what they need. I think so the Tech Challenge is run by Metro, and
Yeah.
the crossover point is through me. I think there is a desire from like Tyler and myself that if we could help with the teacher conference and stuff, that would be great. I know Wyoming has one too, and we've been trying to figure out ways that we can also support that. Any way that we can help support our like high school teachers, I think we're really interested in. It's just a matter of like what is the best way to do that. But now that the teacher training is open to the idea of having some tech stuff, we might actually have a little bit better foothold in that.
Yeah, for sure. And I know when like for the Sure class at the end of September, like I sent that out to our teacher on special assignment, who is like the kind of theater liaison for Jeffco. And I know he sent that out through a newsletter um, that they send out every single month. So I think that's a good way to, and I'll continue that pathway of like seeing about getting the liaisons or potentially whoever is like the biggest theater person in each district and go from there would be a really good way of doing it.
Yeah, and making sure that they're on like our email lists and stuff like that. And you know, again, this is something that we can set up a discussion with them if they want something specific, or if just offering some more general things would be good. What did Dana come? Did Dana have a table there from National?
I don't know if he did or not.
Might check in with
Um,
Dana.
yeah. So I didn't see him too much, but I was only there for like specifically for the tech challenge class. Uh, and then had to head home. But yeah, it was something I think I know for like Colorado thespians is like we're all trying to push more tech classes. I know the biggest thing is that like it's something that is really hard for us as just like people to do, is to be like, hey, here's 15 soundboards and let's all play around with them, because no, they might not have the correct soundboard, or we just don't have no one really has that inventory besides the manufacturer. So
Right. Right. I do believe submissions for Colorado ThesCon will be open soon. They always wait until after teacher conference. Just because like one thing at a time. So if anyone wants to you know, do a tech class, I know I've done a couple, Aaron Carter's done a couple. They're a good time. And the
yeah,
kids are really the kids are really hungry for it too. So
yeah, I'm looking at doing a like petting zoo class for it, where it's like a bunch of like tools and stuff like that, and the kids can just get their hands on it to see what they're
um
like,
well, the
kind of
awful
thing.
props
So
challenge that everyone hates, just like they all whine about anyway, we are changing to a tool identification challenge, just so we know. Connor says boo.
Builds character.
Builds character. Hey, you know what? Don't complain about my event. I'm gonna give you a worse one. Does anyone else have any updates or anything, any job postings that people need to know about, any sort of interesting info?
We'll have stuff for Wyoming State Thespian Festival so soon. So soon. It's in the works. Earlier than last year. I can't wait for it to come out earlier than last year. So I will keep you all posted on the Wyoming side of life.
I can't wait to adjudicate again. Aaron Swank.
For those that don't know, I am now one of the management commissioners at the national level. And just so people, for transparency of how it all works, we are basically in the final, people are starting to get the notices of, yes, your session was picked, or no, it wasn't, kind of stuff. And we're still working out all the labs and the PD professional development workshops and stuff like that. But so if you had a great idea for this conference, but you haven't submitted it yet, not going to happen this year by any means, but that's how far out we work on things. So it's September as we're saying this for the March, but you can already start thinking about ideas for 2027. So.
And if you are going to conference, I will also be sending out information for volunteers for the troubleshooting lab, which was a very big undertaking last year. And we're doing it again.
We're hoping for a brand new stage management lab. We'll see. Let alone our other management compasses so many. Not that Scenic doesn't have a lot going on and everybody, but management. You know, we're not just stage managers. We are also production managers and everything else too. So, but coming up with labs or managers is somebody mentioned taping out. That's all that people think we do is tape out sets as stage managers or any kind of managers. So we're gonna have something different, we hope.
I thought that taping out and then writing marks in your book was what you did.
Don't forget the emails.
Don't forget the emails.
And
Yes,
also,
you also
not
write
inviting
emails.
us to the same meetings that you're not invited to as a lighting designer. I love it when they really don't invite the stage managers. So yeah.
But why would we want to be a part of those meetings? It's about Scenic. All right. Anyone else? Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Sure. A little update. Because I'm on sabbatical this year, I'm able to do some things I
Happy
haven't been
sabbatical.
able to. Sorry, Aaron. I miss you. I miss you a lot. But I'm going to World Stage Design in the United Arab Emirates in October. So I'm excited to see the OSTAT experience from the large world or international level. So
Mm-hmm. Our Orostat representative in Lighting Commission has been talking about that a lot, and it sounded like a lot of fun, and I really did consider going, but I'm glad you're going and you can tell us all about it at our next quarterly meeting. Now you have to be there.
Miss you, Scott.
on a side note, I was in the building on Saturday and Friday. But
And
no,
I'll
no
see
one
you
was-
Friday, right? You're coming
Yes.
to, yay,
Yes, I can't wait to
to,
talk.
to review my packet. Woo.
I was in Laramie last weekend, and I can attest to Erin speaking very much about missing you this semester.
I know we didn't get to do our October catch up before the semester started.
But soon we'll go get a margarita or something.
All right, well, that's all I have. So if no one has anything else, I would say let's skip 20 minutes back in our day. And please keep telling people about this. Please encourage people to join. It's so free right now. Please tell people to hang out with us. We're really cool. I keep telling my students that they could be hanging out with professionals in their fields if they wanted to be. And, you know, they're
Oh,
just standing on the stage staring at me instead of being in this meeting.
if you have stage managers in your life, which you all should, tonight is the No Stress Book Club for the Management Commission, and it is with the author Casey Samarco, who just put out the latest stage management book on communication. And then there is a webinar coming up early October on assistant stage managing. So the last time we as a USITT management stuff did the ASM one, we broke the internet with our ASM one. So it's time to do another one because that was during the pandemic.
Well, anytime you guys see anything posted from this prop managers, Guild of Scenic Artists, stage management, anytime you see anything posted that's like remotely interesting, we don't, Erin and I kind of are looking at the Facebook page as often as we can, but send us a message and be like, hey, you should repost this. And we will absolutely do so. But any sort of help you can give us on just keeping track of anything going on is extremely helpful.
And you should be able to post, we have both a page and a group. So in the group, you should be able to post stuff too.
Mm-hmm. The discussion group is open for posting. So great. Well, y'all have a lovely day. Very nice seeing all of your faces. Laura, I'll see you later this week.
I'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you.